Happy Monday, Boo Kittens. It's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 10, Episode 10 review. So, the girls minus Nell go and create bath bombs. It's earlier in the day. They're going to go to the Fletchers Fletchtivities game night. So it's everybody minus Nell. And this is something that Kimmy threw together, and she said that, Nell was preparing for that or whatever. So Destiny was like, I thought it was because Tisha was here. And Tisha was like, what I got to do with anything? So Destiny tells her that Nell said Letitia Scott need to mind her MFing business. So Tisha was like, Nell just want to have a problem with me. Based off what we've seen this season, it seems like it's the other way around. I don't know what you've made yourself believe, but from what we've seen, you have been the one starting with her. Okay? So, the Fletchers game night begins, and Kimmy and Maurice arrive. And she learns that the girls went and made bath bombs together earlier that day without her. And the way Kimmy even said that that's what they went to go do, she was like, we went to go make bath bombs without you. It was like, well, goddamn. So she's hurt by this, like that she wasn't even invited. Now Kimmy's excuse was, you were preparing for this tonight, that's why I didn't invite you. Like, I feel like it's an excuse. It's a poor excuse to me, because it's not like this is some extravagant event, okay, where you got to get hair and makeup done. You got caterers and decorators. No, it's a little backroom event where y'all going to be playing little homemade games. You could have invited her. You didn't want to invite her. I would just prefer you say that. But Nell, took it on the chin like a trooper. So Martell arrives, and he's the only one without a date, but he has his so-called fiance with no ring, Ariane, on his sweatshirt. We actually see a picture of her on screen for the first time. It was so cheesy, so corny, so Martell. Oh, God. So Destiny arrives with a date, and no, it's not the god brother. It's Ken's boy, Will. Very shocked by that. Very, very shocked, along with everybody else. So then Lance arrives with a date. Some girl named Kiara that used to go to Nell daycare when she was a baby. It's a mess. We ain't see Kiara no more this episode, child. So Kimmy tells Tisha, after they get done playing the games and everything, they're all sitting down, and she tells Tisha that she thinks that she and Nell should talk. And Tisha was like, no, I don't think that we should. But Kimmy and Destiny are giving her all the reasons why they think that they should talk. So Tisha eventually gives in and was like, okay, we'll have a conversation outside. So she goes outdoors to sit. Kimmy then goes over to Nell and was like, I feel like y'all should have a chat. And Nell, expression on her face was giving, she was preparing herself for the bullshit. Cause like, I thought we were just gonna have fun tonight. Like, why do we need to have a sit down? Like, what the fuck is about to go on? Like, her whole demeanor changed. But she goes out there to talk. So Nell was like, I'm just gonna let you know, I ain't going out there to argue and all of that. Like, I'm not about to do that. So they go sit outside, and then they switch over to the guys who are all sitting down talking. And Will says to the guys, what y'all know about Destiny? And somebody responds, she's a good, wholesome girl. And Will was like, that's not what I want to hear. And, they all get to laughing, how dudes do. And he was like, is she down for the cause tonight? No, Martell. No, did he say? No, Martell said, what you want to hear? Is she down for the cause tonight? And Will was like, you got one chance to prove your worth. Everybody laughing. Lance got a look on his face like, oh, wow. And in his confessional, he says, wow, that's effed up. Yeah. Destiny, if this little segment doesn't show anything else to you, is that you need to stop homie hopping. You need to stop homie hopping. You need to stop dating everybody that know each other. Okay? You better come back here in St. Louis and start talking to these St. Louis niggas or something. Because the fact that he even felt comfortable enough to joke about that to your friend circle, let alone joke about that on camera, says a lot that these niggas is talking about you and you getting a reputation, whether it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, disgusting. He was disgusting. He was trifling. It was like locker room talk. It wasn't cute. It was so childish and just like, gross. Blah. So Will then finds out that Lance and Destiny used to talk. He had no idea or whatever. So he was shocked by that as well. Outside, Kimmy asks what happened since the last conversation that Nell and Tisha had at the little coffee shop, because she thought that they had made an amicable agreement after that, which they had in that moment. Didn't mean that everything was just going to be sugar plums and fairies, but they had come to some type of resolution. But what happened was after that, that's when Nell met up with Destiny, who told her that Tisha had told her at the reunion that they left to go and see about Lance having this baby. And then that's when Nell was like, she need to keep my MF name out of her mouth, right? So Tisha was like, so Nell, why did y'all leave LA early? And Nell was like, that's none of your business. I don't owe you anything. And said that with an attitude, baby. Miss Nell was sat back and relaxed and said that with her full esophagus, okay? Tisha was like, I don't know why you're giving me attitude. You absolutely said y'all left because of something with the baby. And that is what she said when they met up and had drinks and food or whatever. But Nell says, you're talking about my granddaughter. Now, here we go with this. Just because somebody mentions a child in a conversation doesn't mean that they're talking about the child. They're talking about the adults in the situation. So, Nell, I'm going to call BS on that. Like, ain't nobody talking about your grandbaby now. Stop. So, they get to arguing. And Nell says that she's not talking about her granddaughter, period. And that they're trying to make something that it's not. Like, it's not that big of a deal, right? Because I just wish that Nell would say, whether I knew about the baby or not, I don't owe you, Destiny, or anybody else an explanation about what my son does. He's a grown man with a grown man dick that made a grown man motherfucking decision. He the one that decided to have this baby. Whether I knew or not is none of y'all motherfuckers' business, because at the end of the day, I'm going to have my son back before I'm going to have a bitch back out of this group. So now what? Oh, okay. That's all she got to say. That's all she got to say. Destiny, you made the decision to fuck around with my son. This is what you got. I don't owe you an explanation about what goes on in his life. Once you decided to cross that line and start dating my son, I ain't got no nothing. Don't involve me in shit. Okay? Period. The conversation is over at that point. So, Kimmy then yells and said, you said keep my motherfucking name out your mouth. Mind you, this whole time that Tisha and Nell are going back and forth, Kimmy's adding her 2 cents in, like she's a part of the conversation. Like, let them talk. This was for them two to talk, not for them two plus you, Kimmy. You act like you a part of the conversation. Like, she said something about you. You was just supposed to facilitate the conversation, not add to it. She made the conversation even worse than what it was by adding her 2 cents in and acting like she was talked about as well. I didn't understand that. Like, Kimmy was doing way too much. Way too much. And then, like I said, she getting hyped, talking about something. You said, keep your motherfucking name out my mouth. Okay, why are you in it? And mind you, she was the one that yelled. Unless they cut some shit out that we didn't see, she was the first person to raise her voice. And at this point, we've gone on to see that Nell is a loud talker anyway. She's a loud person. When she gets animated, she don't even have to be mad. She could be talking regular, and then you say something, she be, well, hot damn it. That's just how she is, right? So she yelled, and Nell was like, and I see why I said it. And Kimmy was like, and it made something. So Marcel and Chris go out to check on them because everybody yelling this shit down. So Kimmy was like, you don't have to yell at us though. And Nell was like, I'm not yelling. I'm doing what everybody else is doing. Like, when I yell, it's a problem, but y'all can yell and everything is okay. Like, huh? So Kimmy was like, do you think I'm talking to you like you're talking to me? And Nell was like, what the hell y'all think y'all doing here? Ganging up on me? Because it was starting to become a gang up, because you got Tisha, you got Kimmy, you got Destiny adding her 2 cents into the conversation. So here go Tisha. Oh Lord, victim. And then she get up and start walking off or whatever. And I'm just so sick of her SpongeBob square peg shaped ass. I'm so sick of her. I'm so sick of her. Oh my God. So Nell was like, I didn't say you talking about Destiny. I'm strictly talking about 1.0 and 2.0. Talk about Kimmy and Tisha, because I didn't see this coming from you. Mind you, she didn't even yell when she said that. It wasn't no disrespecting what she said. She simply just said, Destiny, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Phineas and Ferb, because I didn't expect this from Ferb. Talking about you, Kimmy. Kimmy then decides to say, let me tell you something, Nell. I will dump your ass in that pool you keep hollering at me. What? Great. It was like, how you go from that to that? Huh? You go from her saying she didn't expect that from you to then you taking it leaps and bounds further by saying, let me tell you something, Nell, I'll dump your ass in that pool. You keep yelling at me. She didn't even yell at you. And how are you threatening physical harm because she said she didn't expect that from you? I don't know if Kimmy had one too many drinks. I don't know if she had mixed medication with alcohol. I don't know what the fuck was going on with Kimmy. But she had lost her rabbit ass mind that night. So, of course, you're not about to threaten no bitch like Nell, because Nell looked like she been fighting her whole life. Nell looked like she about it and rowdy, okay? So, Nell stand up and said, you won't dump me in no motherfucking where. I'll show you who will fucking get dumped. So then Kimmy standing up and she said, she stand up, people separating them, and then she clicks again. It says, why do you talk like that? Kimmy, are you okay? Are you having a psychotic break? Like, you cussed at her, threatened her, yelled at her, and then when she stood up on your ass, now it's, why you talk like that? Oh, because you realize that you fucked up and you ain't want to throw hands for real. Because Nell looked like she will fight your ass in a second. So Nell was like, you threatened me. And Kimmy says, I did not threaten you. I'm telling you to stop yelling in my face. Kimmy need a break. Kimmy need a vacation. It's obvious. She need a vacation. She need to go lay down somewhere. Her husband always over there trying to poke her with that little Peter Weeder. Okay. She over there still dealing with ramifications from radiation and chemotherapy, working a job, trying to start a restaurant, filming. She got a lot going on. Okay. The lady need a break because this made no sense whatsoever. So then Nell was like, stop yelling at me. It takes two people to yell. Tricia and Destiny talking about she didn't yell, Nell. Tisha talking about some, you the only one yelling. Now, unless they edited out a chunk of shit, Kimmy started the yelling and was a part of the yelling. It wasn't just Nell. From what we were shown, Nell was actually the victim in this conversation, and it seemed like everybody else was on planet Uranus or something, because I was so confused. Unless, like I said, it was edited in a way to make Kimmy look like the villain, I'm so confused as to what the fuck was going on. So then they all go inside. The men are trying to calm them down. And Kimmy says in her confessional that her dad was a schmusive. And so anybody that comes around her feeling like they have to yell doesn't work for her. And she makes this speech to everybody. Now, this show has been quote unquote going on for 10 seasons. And Kimmy has been around for numerous yelling bouts between the girls, between the guys. She's been witness to almost physical altercations. And we've never seen her be triggered by yelling. But all of a sudden now, she has this phobia. You can't yell around me. Oh my God, it's going to make me go crazy. You the same person that then broke up fights. I can remember one incident, the Galentine's Day event, when Stormy and Destiny almost came to blows, and you were the one separating them, and they was yelling and threatening each other from across the room, trying to get at each other. We didn't see you. Oh my God, I'm scared. Somebody help me. We never seen you be afraid of no yelling nowhere else. But all of a sudden that night, childhood trauma comes up. I call bullshit. I call total bullshit. You know you fucked up. So you use that for me as an excuse as to why your behavior was so erratic. So she says that she was wrong for saying she would dunk Nell in the water, but she just can't keep yelling at her. So Nell says that, she accepts her apology and apologizes if she yelled at her. They hug it out. And Tisha, honorary self, in her confessional says, it'll be a cold day in hell before I apologize to Nell. Girl, don't nobody give a fuck about you apologizing to nobody. Apologize to your edges. Apologize for you sitting up there marrying a man that looked like the goddamn Grinch, okay? And that were man girdles. How about you apologize for that? Apologize for the fact that you got a speech impediment, okay? I cannot stand that little bitch. She gets on my nerves. I just simply cannot. She's just so rotten. What happened to the fun, happy Tisha? You know what I'm saying? That was a little naive and gullible. Like now she just try to be so hard and so tough and act like she that girl. And it's just not befitting of you, because we know that at your core that ain't you. It's not you. This trying to be Regina George? No, ma'am. No. No. You're more like old girl character that could smell rain with her titties. Amanda Seyfried character. Like, I need for you to lighten up. I really need for you to lighten up. I don't like this duo of you and Kimmy trying to be the big bad wolves and come at Nell and tag team back again. Like, y'all both need to get somewhere and sit down. Y'all should be OGing right now. Y'all should be the one that's coming together, bringing the girls together and mediating situations and not antagonizing situations. That's what the role y'all should have on this show. Except for me, y'all have taken 10 steps backwards. Very much so. And like I said, unless it's a lot we ain't being shown, Tisha, you have been the problem this season when it comes to your situation with Nell. So I don't know. But I'm going to give this week's episode of not Bell Collective, Jesus, but that video is up. Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm going to give it a B+. It was a good episode. It was a solid episode. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Let's talk about it down below in the comment section. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so y'all know when my videos drop. I love you all, and I will see you guys on my next video. Peace.